Good morning, you beautiful people. Hey, we're out here waxing frames. So people ask me how we get our frames prepped. So it is usually the day before I go and make splits or add new frames to them. We have our frames already built and everything, and then we just put a fresh coat of the wax on here. And one thing that we're doing is we're getting our AZ hives frames set up, so we'll show you how to do that. But most people run these Langstroths, so we'll do that right quick. What we use is a 4-inch trim roller. It's a foam one. That's what we have there. It's just a 4-inch. Picked them up at Lowe's. Any hardware store will get it. You need some wax, you know, so just put your wax in there, let it melt. So we got this at Walmart. It was like, I don't know, 25 bucks maybe or something. And you don't want to, you want to make sure the wax gets melted, but you don't want to leave the temperature up too high. It can warp your frames, it can warp these foundations and stuff. So once the wax is melted, you know, simmer it down. You want it just warm enough so that it will spread on here. 1 4-inch roller, 2 passes, just like so, like this, up and down is plenty, but you can do more if you want. You can do a heavy coat of wax, and the bees will use it. So, you know, I know people that actually have dip-in tanks. They'll dip these little things in real quickly, just like that, and get a really thick coat of wax. So either way you want to do it, the bees will for sure enjoy it. Even our plastic frames that we do this the exact same thing. We just put a nice layer of wax up here, and that way the bees will be able to draw it. It gives it that fresh scent as well, and you know, it makes the bees attracted to the new foundation. So even though you can get double and triple and all that stuff, I always find it best to give them a coat. So I never spend the extra money on the double and triple wax and stuff. I just buy single or no wax and then coat it myself, because again, I want to use wax that I know for sure is not with paraffin and all that stuff, but I also want the fresh coat of wax, and I want to do it the day before if I can. We also use these sheets of foundation, so like when your wood frames, you know, they get old, I always encourage beekeepers to be cycling out old comb all the time. You can put these foundations out right here and just insert a new one in, so those come in really handy. The plastic ones you can't do that with. Usually we just toss them, or you can scrape them down. You can let the wax moths eat the old comb out and kind of clean it up. You'll see the bee dogs in the background, and excuse the mess in the backyard. We're having it redone, so hopefully it won't take forever for that. So, but these foundations, what we did was these fit for our new AZ frames, and as you can see, the frames, they are not a standard Langstroth size, so they are slightly shorter right here, slightly shorter, and they're slightly longer. So they're shorter, and then they're a little bit longer than a standard Langstroth hive. This is what the standard size for a national hive is. A national hive is ones that they use over in Europe and stuff. So if you hear a national or a Langstroth, it's still similar, but the frame dimensions and the box dimensions are a little bit different than here in the United States. So on the AZ hives, what we have decided to go with is, I'll show you how we're sealing these in here, but we're using a foundation one, and then I'm going to have a foundationless here. We're going to run a lot of foundationless in the AZs. I think just use for some cut comb. I think it'll be nice, but I don't like putting all foundationless in there. I want to keep it where the bees can draw, so we're going to stagger them you know, one foundation, foundationless, one foundation. That's how we're going to run the bees in the AZ hives. Now, what we did was I used my circular saw and I trimmed these, and since I only have access to Langstroth, you can see, so we trimmed them to fit this way, and there is a gap here, and that's all right, the bees will build it. You can also just run a starter strip if that's your thing that you want to do, and then you could go completely natural. Again, I don't like doing that. I don't like messing with the crazy comb and all that stuff. So the easiest way that I found to put these in is we tried wood glue. That didn't work out very well for us. Is I'm just running a bead of wax down here and really getting it in this groove, and then we're just like gluing this foundation in there with the beeswax, and it's real simple. It sets up really quick. It is chilly today, this morning. It's going to be a nice day. It is Mother's Day, so happy Mother's Day to all the mamas out there, all the queen bees. We got some plans to do. The queen bee here, she wants to go hiking. We love hiking and stuff, so she's going to go hiking, and I'm sure the bee dogs are going to tag along. They're going to really like that. We'll see though. And then once we get that stuck down in there, then we're just running another pretty thick, like I said, it's just kind of like a glue right here on the top. Really seal that frame in there without it popping up. There we go. Get it back down there. And there you go, and it will stay just like that. It works really well. The bees will come in, they'll fix all your little mistakes. They'll definitely use all that wax. You want to make sure you wax the foundation though, and again, it's just like this. Now you can use natural if you got natural wax dipped foundation. You can probably wire the AZ hives up. I don't know, we haven't messed with them. We're getting our bees in there. We will put them in today. Later we'll have a video on that and get those going. So, but that is how we prepare our frames, and you know, get them ready for the new colonies or just for old colonies. This is how we run a bunch. When we're supering up, we always add fresh foundation on there, or we'll stagger in between combs, and that way we're always recycling our comb out, always getting fresh comb for our honey and stuff. Our customers like it. I like doing it. I think fresh comb is the absolute best. Even though drawn comb is good for bees and stuff like that, bees naturally draw, they naturally produce wax. And with the contaminants in the United States, I just prefer everything as fresh as we can get. So we try to get on a 2 to 3 year cycle of getting rid of our comb, and we're doing pretty well with that. So, but that's how we're doing it. That's how we're setting up our AZ hives for the time being until we start messing with it. So looking forward to getting those going, and we'll definitely show you the process as we get going. And eventually we'll have them in a bee shed and everything like that, but they'll come down a little bit later. As of now though, that's what we're doing. I hope y'all have a wonderful Sunday. Stay blessed out there. Y'all be keeping it real. We'll catch you on the next one. See ya.